guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be doing another BeamNG.drive tutorial. It's part 4 of my series. If you haven't seen the other videos, go check them out. Link is in the description. And today we're going to be making custom 3D models in SketchUp and then importing them into BeamNG.drive. So before we get started, you want to make sure you have SketchUp, GIMP, BeamNG.drive obviously, and WinRAR. I have some code that you'll need in the description. And just a little key to tell you, if you don't want to watch the video, what these mean. There's also 2 shortcuts you're going to need: your mods folder for BeamNG.drive and your levels folder for BeamNG.drive. So, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and delete this little figure. And that's just to tell you the scale and everything. You can make a simple little ramp, I guess. So your truck is about 2 meters. Roughly, it's about 2 meters long and about 1.5 meters wide. So we'll just make the ramp, we'll say 9 meters. So I'm gonna just go ahead and see how it locks right there. So I'm gonna lock it, not click, but then go to my little numpad and type 9 enter. Then it'll draw the line for you. And I think I'm going to make it about 2 meters wide. So I'm just going to come over here, see how it locks again to the red. Hit 2, enter, and then connect these back up, like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a line up about 5 meters. Go ahead and hit escape. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this little tool over here. If you don't have this toolbar, you might have to click and hit like large tool set right here. We're going to click on this dot right here. Click on this dot down here. And it will make like this nice little line for us. I'm going to wait until it says tangent at vertex. And just hit this pull grab tool. And that way you don't have to make the lines. Going to connect the bottom up here like that. You want it to be all white. If you see gray like this, you don't want gray like that. You want to go ahead and click on it, right click, and hit reverse face. So there you already have your basic ramp right here. But let's say I want to put like a little grind bar or something on it. So we made it about 2 meters, so we'll go right here to the middle. Make it extend out about 3 meters. And we'll just make it 0.5 and 0.5 over here. Let's connect that back up. Go ahead and hit the erase tool, drag it down. Want to make this a little thick. Like that. That should work. Make sure I click on the faces. You can click on multiple ones if you hold shift while clicking on the faces. Reverse faces. Come back over here. Draw my rectangle box. Now, there's a little section in here that we don't want. You don't want to have overlapping geometry. So there's this little wall. See how this plane, like if I click on this, it doesn't highlight in here. You want to delete this right here. So that way you can see right into the ramp. Okay, so now we're ready for texturing. Go ahead and save your project. For now, I'm just going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to name it tutorial ramp. Go and hit save. You can minimize it or exit out. It doesn't matter to me. Now go ahead and open up. Go ahead and hit new, and we'll make it. It has to be scale of 4, so we'll just do 256. You can do as big as you want, but the bigger your image, the longer it'll take to load. So I'm just going to do 256 for now. It's going to be a tileable texture. And if you don't know what tileable means, it just means that you can like take a tile like this and put it right next to it, and you wouldn't be able to tell that there's it's made out of 2 images. I'm just going to choose very bright blue for now. We can go in here. Obviously, you would spend a little bit more time if you were making this for real. But we'll just like kind of add some green tint or something here. I don't know, kind of get a weird pattern going. That looks not too bad. Get rid of that last one. What you do is you want to go to Filters, Map, Make Seamless, and it will kind of like do weird stuff, but this way we can tile it. So now you want to go ahead and go hit Export. I'm going to save it to my desktop again and name it whatever you want the actual texture to be. And make sure to rename the file extension to JPG. I'll name it Tutorial Blue. I'm going to do a capital blue on that. .jpg. Hit export. Move it all the way up to 100. We don't have to save that. Now we have our SketchUp, and you want to put your texture right in the same path as your SketchUp file. So we're going to come over here. You're going to go to this materials bar, hit this little plus button, go to use image, then just browse to wherever you have your image located. And rename it to the same thing that you have. So mine was Tutorial Blue. And then you want to click on your texture and just paint. As you can tell, it's very, very, very small right now, but we'll fix that later. You just want to paint everything with your paint bucket that you want to be your texture. And you want to make sure everything's covered. Otherwise, it will just be white in the game. So then we want to go ahead and hit Edit right here. And you'll see this little thing right here. Now this tells you how big your texture should be. So I'm going to bump this up to about maybe 0.5. And as you can see, you're starting to get a different effect here. There we go. That's pretty good. And you can have multiple textures, as many as you want. The more textures you'll add, you'll see why it gets a little bit harder. But now our model is done. So you want to go over to this little arrow. Make sure you have the selection tool. And we're going to have to move this whole block to this little origin point right here. What I mean by that is you have to take your model, you want to find the corner that is level with the bottom, it has to be level on the bottom and level with the side. And to do that, I just kind of draw a bunch of lines around, kind of eyeballing it, just so I can get it extremely accurate. So this point right here is what we're looking for. Go ahead and delete all the other lines. Now, just select the whole thing, go to the little move tool up here, grab the bottom, and see how it snaps in the origin? You just want to make sure it snaps in the origin, otherwise the hitboxes will be messed up. Go ahead and save it, and go ahead and hit Export 3D Model. Go ahead and save it wherever everything else is. Hit Options. You basically want everything but export two-sided faces. And hit OK and export. Go ahead and exit. So now you want to go ahead and open this up with Notepad++, or any text editing thing will do. You want to come down to the very, very bottom where it says the name of your object and the image name. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to leave it in this tutorial ramp file right here. But if you wanted all your textures to be in the same folder, like if I wanted it all to be in tutorial textures, then I would have to change this to tutorial textures. But that's it for that. Go ahead and exit out if you don't need to change anything. Now in this folder right here, we have to copy and paste that one line of code. So go ahead and copy that from the description and just hit open new text document. Now you want to name this to materials.cs. And go ahead and open that. Paste the code in that is in there. And now you're going to want to take this, you want to just copy the texture name and replace it where the 2's are. And then take the name of your object and replace it where the 1's are. And make sure you hit save. And this color map right here, you want to make sure this is the exact same directory as where your texture should be. So for ours, it's in art, and then let's see, art, testing stuff. Go ahead and copy that over here, and tutorial ramp, and then tutorial blue is our texture name. So now you want to go to your mods folder or wherever you have your level. Go ahead and open that up with WinRAR. Into you can make another folder if you want. So if I want all this to be in, we'll say null or something, or we'll make it testing stuff. So if we put this in that folder, testing stuff, and then just drag the folder into that, then we'll have a art folder called testing stuff. So once we're done with that, go ahead and exit out. Go ahead and exit out again, and go ahead and start BeamNG.drive up. And once you load it up, go ahead and hit Control C and F11. Not at the same time, hit Control C then F11. And now we can float around like so. Make sure you have this little tool selected up here. Go to library, art, and then whatever you named it. Ours is testing stuff and tutorial ramp. And there you go. But wait, there's one quick thing that you gotta do first, and you gotta go down to collision, change it from collision mesh to visible mesh for both. And now you can position your ramp wherever you want to. Go ahead and go up here. You can turn it around and everything if you want. I'll just set it right here. Now, when you position these models, when they have like a small little lip right here, sometimes your wheels can get caught on it. So what I normally do is I stick it in the ground a little bit, so it's a smooth transition. Because the thinner pieces that you make, the more chances your car will like clip into it. If that makes sense. So then you just want to go ahead and hit File, Save Level. Go ahead and hit F11 again. Now I'm gonna go get my car and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my car and now we just have to test it out. And look at that, it works just perfectly fine. Now if I was actually making a level, I would probably make the ramp a little bit bigger. But see, you can grind on that little piece right there. But yeah, that's how it works. It's pretty basic and straightforward on how to make a basic model in BeamNG.drive. Well, hopefully you learned something from this tutorial, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.